wanna do 0.5% because 0.5% is not gonna be enough. So I think I'm set in my wanting of the 1%, and then it just is how do we all wanna allocate that? Does anybody else feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I've been leaning towards 3 since, I've really looked at this, and I kind of feel like all the pieces of the pie represent a little bit of everybody that's gonna be, it covers our bases for our voters.
And those 5% for cultural community, Pine River Senior Center, and the youth and adult recreation could be combined into 15% just by itself. And that way you do have a little leeway.
Flexibility.
And keep in mind that the voters are going to come to you and say, we want more here or we want more there. On the other hand, I think this, a little bit of guarantee for the arena shows that we value that within our community.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all, just putting those, as long as it's explained, just on our pie charts and stuff.
Well, without an agreement, you can collect revenue, but without an agreement, I think it would be, we'd have to include the school district as well. And if for some reason the arena is no longer there, and that would be something off in the future, you would have to return that certain amount of sales tax back to the voters or to the community.
I also think it'll be easier to get, some support for this if we have both the school involved as well as the arena.
So what I think I'm hearing is option 3. At this point, 40%, 40%. Keep in mind that you're going to come to a point, you're going to create more parks to maintain at a later date. And then 5% for the arena improvements, and then combining the 15% for those 3 at the end.
So to the extent,
Yes, that's my,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Michael, what did
Yeah,
you?
thank you. So to the extent that this board, the trustees, vote on any one of the 4 options and agree that one of those options should be presented to the voters, what will occur is at the bottom, the language would state adopted and title ordered, published this, whatever day you actually do agree to that ordinance. And then there should be an added clause that states and approval or disapproval of the voters on the specific date that they approved or disapproved the ordinance. I assume that'll be on, what is that, November 5th?
Yes. November 7th.
November 7th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you just email me that language too?
Hard copy.
We're all kind of on the same page, aren't we?
So the ballot is, there's options for the ballot. So instead of spending a lot of time on ones that don't affect the 0.5% or the 1.5%, let's go to the 1%, which is on page 17. So the ordinance number will be added into here, into this item specifically in the highlighted areas. In the highlighted areas, each one on the page 17. It is a 20-year sunset. So this 1% starts January 1st of 2024 and ending December 31st, 2043. Voters typically like to see that it just doesn't go on forever. And then in certain cases, you may get to the end of the 20 years and say, we'd like to go, ask for this to be instituted, and maybe the percentages change. Maybe, you got so much parks and you have a real budget to actually operate the parks that they say, well, it's something that, you know, in, not quite 20 years, but closer to 18 or 19, somebody will consider. Your street tax is the same way. It sunsets in 1936, I believe, so, or 2036, sorry.
Been a long weekend. Yeah, I think.
So the next one is, unless there's any changes, we'll go to page 22, which is the lodging accommodation tax. This is for short-term rentals, 30 days or less. It's at 4%. You know, it has been suggested that maybe going for 2 is not optimal, and you choose the one you prefer versus going for 2 different taxes. This could also be brought up at a later date, maybe in 2 years. We are considering, some of the developments will consider quite a bit of short-term rentals, like RV parks and cabins. A motel is suggested on the East Bayfield annexation.
Yeah, no, I didn't, that one was pretty clear. I didn't have any questions on that. See how it goes.
I agree. One thing I'll point out, if you're considering waiting and just doing one at a time, we have some of these proposals that show lodging in the future, but probably realistically, we may not see anything in 2024 and not till 2025 for lodging. We have a RV park that was just annexed into the town. They're in the process of annexing. They haven't finalized their annexation yet. At this point in the season, it probably wouldn't even start construction until next year, which means it probably wouldn't be open till 2025. And then the other ones are further down. So really the only thing you'd be capturing is the vacation rentals, and right now we have 5
Yeah.
that are legal. So I just want to throw that out there for some perspective on timing for that one. Yeah.
So the other thing about lodging taxes, this is nothing the state collects. This is something we have to administer and collect basically here at Town Hall. We're already working on the plastic bag collection. So it may give us 2 years to get that implemented and operational by the time we actually collect or consider collecting lodging tax.
And maybe we push it back a year.
I mean, I actually, I don't mind waiting on this at all. I want, you know, our sales tax to have a good shot, and I just think you inundate the ballot with tax, and it gets a little scary.
I don't think, I mean, this isn't, the lodging tax isn't gonna affect the people in town as much. I mean, I don't know that they would, I don't know, it's not gonna affect them like a sales tax would. It's like 2 separate taxes that hit in 2 different people. It's not all different people, but a lot of it is, except for the lodging.
Yeah, but people don't understand that, and I think they see a tax question on the ballot, and that's what they see.
I agree.
I feel like,
I can understand Tom.
well, he was just trying to say, like, it's not gonna affect the people in town. We're passing the buck on to tourists with that tax, but it's not quite understood that way when you're looking at the ballot half the time. All you see is
Very true.
tax, and you say no.
Right.
So,
So this includes short-term rentals too?
Mhm.
And we only have 5?
That are
They're
legal,
legal.
registered.
Yep.
So when
We
somebody
have
uses-
more than
more
5
than
that
that,
are
but-
Oh,
not.
yeah, so
five
Yeah.
when somebody
legal.
uses Airbnb, doesn't Airbnb collect that tax?
Airbnb does, but not all of the lodging options, or if they do it on their own, they don't collect the tax.
Right, right, just if they go through any, I mean, like VRBO does it too, and all the online services.
Yep, when they're renting through those.
Right,
Mhm.
okay.
But like a campground probably wouldn't be,
Mhm.
so there's other things that will come up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind waiting on this one, just. And be dry run on the bag thing, learning how to.
When's this RV park probably going to be in existence?
Well, so the annexation hasn't even been finalized. They have till September 20th, and if they don't finalize it then, they have to come back through the annexation process all over again. And if it gets finalized, then chances are you will probably see some construction next year. But, you know, they still have to go through a site plan process, so depends on how they want to subdivide it, because they want to do other units too. So if they go through a subdivision, that adds time. So I would say the soonest we might see any construction might be summer of 2024, which means them opening probably in 2025 would be realistic.
And the one across from Little Pine, that's
That's in the county.
That's in the county.
Mhm.
Okay.
You've got somebody wanting to get into Zoom. I don't know who it is.
Marianne. When's the next vote? 2 years from now?
Yeah, it would be 2 years,
So
yeah.
20
But it's, I mean, if
26?
we're looking at, it's not a lot of money,
Sure.
the
I'm
first
just
couple
saying,
years.
so by the time, close to time frame is that's going to be complete or operational, there would be another vote?
Yeah,
Realistically?
you could do this again next fall, next November. Correct, Katie?
November
They could do
before.
the lodger's
I'm pretty sure
tax?
it's the following, it'd be 2025.
2025.
I mean, I don't think it's just to me, the revenue that we bring in the first couple years is not enough to like help it detract from a ballot question to me on the other tax.
Having worked in the county clerk's office, voter fatigue is a real thing. It'll probably be an 18-inch double-sided ballot, and it'll go in order: federal, state, county, municipality. So it'll be toward the back, and then you get to that fatigue factor, I think is what the mayor's trying to say, and you're just like, oh, tax, no. You know, so I think to have a better chance, having seen these ballots go through, that definitely want to pick your battle on this one.
Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't say anything about hotels until, 5 sentences down the road. So it's on a page
Yeah.
like this wide, you're down here, by the time you see, oh, this is from the hotels.
I just think we're so pressed for time, and, we're gonna have a little difficulty getting the word out on the
Well,
sales
let's put it
tax.
this way, you can't get the
Yeah.
word out.
We
All you're
can't
gonna
get the
do
word
is
out.
adopt it, and that's it. We're now silenced after your adoption.
Well, I mean, I know where I stand on it. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to have just one question go after our sales tax. Just kind of looking for direction on.
It's still on your agenda. You can make a decision to take that ordinance or any one of the ordinances or ballot languages off the agenda. That's certainly your call. I need to basically provide a copy of the ordinance for the sales tax and a ballot so that you actually have something to make a decision on tonight.
I'm okay with pulling it.
Pulling
I
it?
just hope that whoever's sitting in this seat in a couple of years brings it back up for people's attention. 'Cause
Yeah, I
As we
mean,
build
it'll-
this master park and we do have hotels, we do need a lodger's tax, but it's not a major impact to the town at this point to get 20,000 a year.
I agree. I agree. Brenna, Lori, do you have any input on that?
I'm good with, delaying it a couple years. I agree, I think that if we, believe that having two of these ballot initiatives on is gonna mess up our chances for the, 1% sales tax, I'd rather defer the lodger's tax just based on we don't have that many locations that we would be making any money off of on that lodger's tax for the next 2 years. They wouldn't be like grandfathered in to not have to pay a lodger's tax though if we adopt it later, correct?
No,
Right.
Okay, no, if the group would like to, postpone doing that, you've got, an agreement.
okay, you gonna close the work session? I'll
Yep,
be right
we'll
back.
close the work session, we'll take a break, and we will resume our regular scheduled meeting, as soon as Katie gets back